Shenandoah Shakedown by John R. Miller is going to be played in standard tuning, and then it will be capoed on the 4th fret of the guitar. The intro is going to begin on an A minor shape. From this point forward, I'll be speaking of the chords and the fret numbers relative to the capo, so I'll call it frets like 1, 2, and 3 instead of the real fret numbers of 5, 6, and 7, and I'll call this shape an A minor, even though technically it's a C sharp minor based on the fact that we've got a capo on. Okay, so the way you're going to begin this song: an open 5 string, second finger on the 4 string 2 fret, ring finger on the 3 string 2 fret, first finger on the 2 string 1 fret, open 1 string. On the recorded version of this song, it starts with just a pick straight down strings 5 through 1, and then immediately kind of palm mutes down. You put the kind of fatty part of your palm down right on the saddle of the guitar, and you'll hit the 6th string, like the open 6th string. And then you'll go, and that is, you're going to lift, it's all happening within this A minor shape position. You'll lift your second finger off the fretboard so that the 4th string is open, and then you'll immediately hammer back down with your second finger to the 4th string 2 fret, and then you'll hit the 3 string, then the 4th string again, and then the 2 string. So you've got, so out of the A minor, after you strike that 2 string where your first finger is on the 1 fret, you'll hit the open 6th string again, and you'll be moving with your ring finger out of A minor position to hammer on to the 6th string 3 fret right after you strike that open 6th string, but leave your second and first fingers in A minor position so that we get after you hammer on with your ring finger to the 6th string 3 fret, you'll then strike the open 5 string and lift your second and ring fingers. Your ring finger will already be out of A minor position, but lift your second finger up again as well, so that whenever you strike the open 5 string and strum down across what is about to be an A minor chord, you can hammer down with your second and ring fingers into that A minor so that you get that. So put together very slowly. It's a big A minor all the way to the 1, and then kind of muting the open 6. And then whenever you're hammering down on that A minor, that's the beginning of the next round. After that hammer, you're going to come right back to that open 6th string. So that kind of beneath everything that's happening, you've got a feel that is an A and a 6 that's happening in this A minor, like. But it's happening. Okay, so that's just the feel of the A to the E, or 5 to the 6, 5 to the 6. So I've talked about the first part of this A minor chord. So the second part, we've just hammered on into our A minor again. The first part's going to be roughly the same. The open up the 4th string, hammer 4th string 2 fret with your second finger, then 3 string, 4 string, and 2 string again. But this time, whenever we get to the 2 string, we'll hit the 2 string, and then you'll pull off your first finger to expose the 2 string open. So you're hitting the 2 string 1 fret, and then pull off your first finger to expose the 1 string open, so that we've got and then you kind of hit just the open 3 string, and then hammer back down into the A minor again, so that you get, and after you hammer down into that A minor, you go right back to hitting that open 6th string, so that those two parts come together like this very slowly. is the intro, and that's kind of the little riff interlude that will happen after each chorus. So once you go through that riff 2 times, the lyrics come in. And that same picking pattern of kind of cross-picking in the A minor, that remains steady throughout much of the song whenever you're on the A minor. But the chords to the verse, once it comes in, will be the A minor to a C chord. And I can't really hear if John R. Miller is hammering onto the C chord by moving with second finger to the 5-string 2 fret and then moving into the C chord, but that feels good to me, so I tend to do that. Hammer, second finger 5-string 2 fret, and then a C chord. Ring finger coming to the 5-string 3 fret, second finger to the 4-string 2 fret, open 3 string, first finger on the 2-string 1 fret where we had it from the A minor, and open 1 string. Now in this C chord, the first C chord, you can hear a hammer on with the second finger to the 4-string 2 fret. Hear how I hit the C chord and then hammered with my second finger to the 4-string 2 fret. And then you can hear the strum pattern hit the open 1 string, or emphasize the open 1 string. And then back to the A minor, walk again to the C. The second time through, you hear that little emphasized pick pattern. That is inside of a C chord. I'm now taking my pinky finger and placing it down on the 1-string 3 fret. And after I strum across the C chord and hammer, I go, or that's what John R. Miller is doing. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, picking pattern on strings 1, 2, 3 with your pinky finger down on the 1-string 3 fret, and then the rest of your finger still in place in C position right here. And then it goes back to the A minor, to the C again, and then the third time through it walks up to an F, or it doesn't walk there, it just moves to an F. So the way that this will occur is take this C shape and move your ring finger down to the 4-string 3 fret. Leave your second finger just off the fretboard whenever you're first moving to it, and put your first finger down on the 2-string 1 fret, which is where it should still be from our A minors and our Cs. We'll pluck the 4-string 3 fret, and then we'll strum again across strings 4, 3, and 2, and we'll hammer our second finger down to the 3-string 2 fret. Now, in the recording, you can hear that John R. Miller is actually barring with his first finger strings 2 and 1 on the 1st fret, because you can hear after that hammer, you can hear that note get plucked up on the 1-string 1 fret. And then it moves back to the C chord. Whenever it moves back to the C chord, you hear that little hammer on. That is in C shape. You're going to hammer with your pinky finger to the 4-string 3 fret, where your second finger is already on the 4-string 2 fret. So you're hammering from the 4-string 2 fret to the 4-string 3 fret, and your pinky is the one that's making that move. And then lift your pinky finger up and go back to where your second finger is on the 4-string 2 fret. And then open up the 4-string. And now we get into what is, I guess, the pre-chorus or the chorus. So whenever you get to that part, the first chord will be a G. Let me just very quickly run through the chords, and then I'll talk a little bit about some specific picking that's happening in there. So the first chord is going to be a G to an E minor. So the way the G to an E minor, to an A minor, to a G, back to the A minor, to a G, to an F, to an E minor, back to an A minor, where the next verse begins. So, this G chord, first chord of the chorus or the pre-chorus, or however we want to think about it, ring finger on the 6-string 3 fret, pinky finger pulled back to the 1-string 3 fret, And if you want to put your second finger down on the 5-string 2 fret to make it a more traditional G chord, you can. I tend to block out the 5 string with my ring finger, and I'll have an open 4, open 3, open 2, and then again pinky finger on the 1-string 3 fret. So in this G chord, one thing specific to it is that you can hear, after the first strum down, you hear a strike up on the open 2 string, and then immediately hammer with your first finger to the 2-string 1 fret, and then pluck this pinky right here on the 1-string 3 fret. And you can hear it then kind of the pick fall back down to the 2 string. And then E minor. So strum the E minor, and then the pick just kind of falls back down the strings like 2, 1, 3. And then A minor. And from this point forward, with exception to the G chord and the F chord that I'll talk about in a second, you're basically just striking the chord and then doing a little bit of just free will cross picking between the strings, like E minor, going, I don't know, 2, 3, 1, or 1, 2, 3, however you want to do it, 3, 2, 1, anything will really work. Just kind of hit the chord and then jingle jangle some. So the G to the E minor to the A minor, this will be the E minor is a new chord. This is an open 6-string, second finger on the 5-string 2 fret, ring finger on the 4-string 2 fret, 3, 2, and 1 strings open. A minor we've already talked about. Back to the G chord we've already talked about. And in that second G chord, again, you hit the G chord and do the hammer on first finger to the 2-string 1 fret, hit the 1-string 3 fret, back to the 2-string 1 fret, back to the A minor. Sometimes in this A minor, I feel like it feels good to pull off your first finger from the 2-string 1 fret, like we did in the intro. Back to the G, and hit that first finger back to the 2-string 1 fret, hit the 1 string, and then we go to an F chord. So this F chord is going to be different than our smaller F chord. To me, it feels more appropriate to play a larger F chord. I'm grabbing with my thumb the 6-string 1 fret, my ring finger's on the 5-string 3 fret, my pinky finger's on the 4-string 3 fret. I'm leaving the 3-string open to begin with, but I will be hammering onto it with my second finger to the 3-string 2 fret, and then first finger on the 2-string 1 fret. So in hitting this F chord in the chorus, you'll strike the chord, you'll strum the chord down to the 2 string, and then you'll hammer on with your second finger to the 3-string 2 fret. Then you'll strum again and immediately pull off this second finger that you had just hammered down, so that you get, you might want to go like down, hammer, up, pull off, or down, hammer, up, down, pull off. That's what it should be. Down, hammer, up, down, pull off. And then we go to an E minor. Same E minor as before, but in this E minor you've got to be mindful of hitting this little riff. So the way that you do that is inside of the E minor that you're making with your second finger and ring fingers on the second fret of strings 5 and 4. You'll then put your pinky finger down on the 2-string 3 fret. You'll strike strings 2 and 1. Your 1 string will be open. After you strike strings 2 and 1 with your pinky finger on the 2-string 3 fret, you'll slide your pinky finger up to the 2-string 5 fret. And in doing this, if you're hitting a little bit of like the open 3 string or even the open 4 string, it's not going to kill the chord because it's coming out of this E minor, and an E minor has those notes in it. So we'll slide up, then we'll pluck up with our pick, and then we'll pluck down again, and on that down we'll slide back down to the 2-string 3 fret, so that we've got, and then first finger to the 2-string 1 fret, so that we've got out of the E minor, and then back into the A minor. E minor again. Hear how I'm hitting that slide, so I'm sliding up, and then I'm striking down again, and right after I strike down, I slide that pinky back down to the 3 fret of the 2 string. It's kind of subtle and fast, but it helps the feel of the song sound more like what John R. Miller's doing. You need to be ready pretty quickly with your first finger to the 2 string 1 fret, and then A minor. So that whole round, very slowly. Where were we? We were coming out of the verse with the C that hammered to the G, to the E minor, to the A minor, to the G, to the A minor, to the G, to the F, to the E minor. And then it just repeats from there. So those are the chords and the movements to Shenandoah Shakedown by John R. Miller. Hopefully this gives you an idea of how to approach the song.